I'm Sarah Wampler. I'm the owner of Bustle Bridal. This is our new podcast, Gowns and Gimlets, where we talk about my two favorite things in the entire world, weddings and cocktails. Today on our episode, we talked about fiancés, wedding trends, smash or pass. We're talking about firefighters. We're talking about things in bridal appointments that make us cry, and all things wedding, bridal appointments, and things that make us happy to do this job every day. Follow us on Instagram at Bustle Bridal and on Facebook.
What do you think about that guy who told us "fuck you" this morning?
That was crazy.
That was crazy.
It's been a while since a guy has said "fuck you" to me.
Uh-huh.
It really invigorated me.
I think it needs to happen to me at least once a month.
Maybe we should record it and I'll just send it to you guys on a busy day. I'll be like, hey guys, here's a little pump up video for you. It's just me interviewing a guy and he says "fuck you."
I think honestly, the days in which we have the highest energy are any day where there's a man in the store that's disrespectful.
Yeah.
Anytime I've ever had a fiance in the store who has said, I had a fiance once tell the bride that dress would look good if you lost a few pounds.
Was I there for that?
No. This was before I worked at Bustle. This was at a different store.
Okay.
And when I tell you, at the time I worked with this woman who is an icon, amazing. She's one of the people that trained me to be a stylist. And she walked up to him and she said, "You need to get the fuck out of this store right now.
Goodbye."
And he was like, "It's a joke. We joke like that." The bride the bride was not laughing.
We don't joke about that.
No, I said, "We actually don't joke about that. You need to get the fuck out." And that's up there with this morning.
Okay, so this morning we all woke up to a text message that just said "fuck you" from a fiance.
Because, as you know, we do our pre-calls. So we'll call a bride prior to her appointment and we say "What's going on? Tell us about how you met your fiance, how long have you been together?" All that good stuff, just to get to know her a little bit better. And we get the fiance's name and number, and it's partially so we can just have a second contact associated with the event.
Right.
But when we have time, if it's a week where things are slow, we will text the fiance and be like, your fiance's coming in on this day. If you can just respond to this message with 1 to 2 sentences, we'll print out whatever you say and put it in her dressing room as a sweet note, as a surprise.
Just make it special.
We're literally we thought of it for you. You have to put
all
zero
you have to
effort
do.
in. All you have to do is reply with what you want her to read. And he replied with "fuck you."
Yeah. So typically we're getting "I hope you have the best day. I know this means so much to you. You're there with your mom and your sister, and I just love that you're experiencing this." And sometimes we get "send me a boob pic from the dressing room." And that's funny. That's great. But today we got just straight up,
just "fuck you."
Fuck you.
And it's not the first time.
No, it's not.
I wish if it was the first time, I think it would have scarred us a little bit more.
Yeah.
The first time was pretentious enough that I was like, this might be what she likes about him. Because he didn't say
maybe that's
"fuck
their
you."
thing.
Yeah. He said, "I wonder if there's a statistic for how many marriages work out just because he sends a note during the bridal appointment."
Right.
Which it's okay, way to use critical thinking, I guess. You go, king. And he just said "F off."
Right.
He didn't even say the F word. He was very polite about it.
Yeah.
He
left a little to the imagination.
He did.
What did he actually mean by that? We're just girls. We don't know.
And we struggled for a while.
We did. We were
over whether to tell her.
Yeah. Right.
And you made a good point though. Anytime I tell this story to people and I say, I really just wanted to tell her. It's really hard not to, because it's so easy to just say something nice about the woman that you love. And he wasn't capable of it. And he literally texted 1 to 2 sentences about it.
Correct.
I was like,
just the wrong kind
it was
of sentences.
The same amount of effort you put in to be an asshole.
Right.
And I'll tell people about it and they're like, "You should have told her. I would have told her." And I tell them what you said, which was the best point, which is that today is a day for her to go shopping with the women in her life that she cares most about, and get away from him. And ultimately he knows that, and he wanted to find a way to ruin it for her.
Yeah. He was trying to inject himself in that fun experience in some way.
And if we let her know about this, all we're doing is letting him win.
Yep.
And also there's a little part that's that's such a pretentious thing to say that maybe, I don't know, maybe he was a philosophy major. Maybe she knew that about him going into the relationship. Maybe that's his sense of humor. That might be his sense of humor, and that's fine. Just a straight "fuck you" is crazy word.
Crazy. And then he doubled down because it sent him an automated response that was "We're closed. We'll respond to you as soon as we open." And he doubled down. He said "fuck you" again.
I texted him.
Okay.
I did text him I said, automated response. Thanks so much. We will be printing this out and showing it to everyone at the appointment because I know his mom is going to be there.
Yeah.
And I don't know why men think I'm not going to tell their mamas on them.
We're going to tell your mom.
I don't know what.
If we have the opportunity, if she's in here, I'm telling your mom on you.
What about me gives the impression that I don't have any interest in snitching on you to your mama?
There's one thing about us. We're going to stand up for our brides. Mm-hmm. Like, we're going to.
Yeah.
Like, they're angels. We love them. If you mess with them, I mean, she's choosing to marry you. That's her choice.
That's fine. That's her thing.
That's her choice.
She can do what she wants.
If you mess with this experience where we're bonding with this person deeply that we just met an hour ago, like, we're going to tell on you.
Well, and especially because she was one of those brides that came in nervous because she was like, I don't think I'm going to find anything I feel beautiful in.
Yeah.
I'm worried that I'm not going to like have that moment. And she did. Like, she had that moment, and that's all that matters. The guy who texted us this morning, though, she's apparently coming in like very soon, and I thought we had a little bit more time before her appointment, and I thought we were like good, and we're not. I have to like completely prepare myself.
And I'm looking at like the time that he texted, and I'm like, okay, it was at 5:30, so like it's not even like he was like several old fashions in.
Yeah.
Okay, that was like, well, maybe. Okay.
It's possible.
But like, why are we giving him an excuse anyway? Like, just don't say that. Like, just, use your time to like, I don't know, tell her you want a boob pic from the dressing room.
Those are my favorite ones.
I love that.
I got one a few days ago, and the guy said, I know you're going to treat this like you treat every menu at a restaurant. You're going to want to like look at everything, but you're going to pick one of the first 3 options.
Okay, King.
I said, to be loved is to be known.
To be seen.
That's
to be seen. Actually, can we call him when we have our next like sales training meeting?
No, he needs to like lock in for us at this point.
Right.
It's topical that we would do a podcast to talk about brides and stuff. And it's like the first thing we're talking about is
a man.
Complaining about a man.
I know. It's like our lives are still male centered, even in this industry, but we're trying to disrupt that a little bit.
I think it's hard because so much of what we do is so easy.
Yeah.
And like emotionally fun and like invigorating, and it just works. Like, we're around women all day, every day. Name a better job.
No, I can't.
And so it hurts 10 times more. And like, it's more of like oh my God, not only did that man just talk to me, but what he said
was horrible.
What he said was horrible.
Like, does he know that there's a human being on the other end of this text message?
No, just a woman. No, just a woman. It's hard. We are very lucky though.
Super lucky.
We spend so much time with women. I was literally telling him this before you got here. I was like, it's like a litmus test for me whenever I tell other women what I do for a living.
Right.
Because so much of the time, the reaction is like, I'm so jealous. That sounds like the most fun job in the world.
Exactly.
And I'm like, it is.
It is.
It literally is. I'm around women all day, every day.
Right. And then you get that one person who's like, oh my God, doesn't that suck? Like, isn't that horrible and dramatic and crazy?
You pay me enough to work with women all day, every day. And I'm like, hey, like, I'm a woman. We're like having a conversation.
Yeah.
What I'm hearing is you don't like women. And we're like in the middle of this conversation.
we're like together having dinner
at this Chili's trying to catch a vibe.
And like, we're triple dipping together.
Yeah, and you're telling me you don't want to
hang out.
No, that's fine. Keep talking about the 49ers. Like, that's what we're all here for. It's fine. No one wants to hear about my job.
Someone's gonna choose you. It's okay.
Someone's gonna choose. I swear to God, someone's gonna choose you. It's really tough.
Yeah,
it's really tough.
But like, it is a really fun job because we literally just get to like celebrate each other. And all of these women that come in here that are at this time in their life that is so fun. Yeah. And they're like, all of these people with them are supposedly or should be celebrating them.
For the most part, they are.
They are.
A lot of times they are. For almost every time they are. Not every time.
Not every time.
Not every time, but that's
sadly.
Okay.
But that's okay. That's why we're here.
That's okay.
It's literally our job to
I will say we've been talking about our jobs for 15 minutes and neither of us has said what our job is.
We are bridal stylists. We help brides.
Well, you're not much of a bridal stylist at this point.
Okay, I used to be. I was the original bridal stylist here.
You were before Randy Finoli.
Correct.
You were out here styling brides before Say Yes to the Dress.
Right. Before it was TLC cool.
Because what do you do for a living?
I sell wedding gowns.
Wow.
Well, I own a store that sells wedding gowns.
Yeah, you do.
And I employ people that sell wedding gowns.
Yeah, you do.
And I support them emotionally.
You do.
financially. Yeah, I created the vision and brought it to life, and I've just watched it thrive.
It's good work you do.
What do you do?
I work for you. I work for you making sure everyone sells those wedding dresses. Correct. And I also sell them.
Yeah.
And help brides find the one. It's a good time. It's like every day is just like a breeze.
Yeah.
I will say as the store is growing, my job duties are growing, which is like, it's like so fun and also so like, because, you know, we get more and more brides in. And so it's balancing more of those brides with all of the, because we don't stop caring about them just because they get a dress from us.
Right.
Like it continues on into like when they're picking up the dress and like making sure everything is perfect, working with alterations to make sure their like vision comes to life and everything, which is so rewarding. And getting the pictures from the wedding day is always the most fun part.
That is my favorite part, honestly, is getting the pictures from the wedding day, because like we're just this tiny part of it. And we see them when they're like, we see them when they're all dolled up at their appointment because like all of their friends are here and they put on some makeup and they did their hair. But then we also see them when they're picking up the dress and it's like ponytail, they came in their scrubs, whatever. We very rarely get to see the full look. And I'm obsessed with that.
I will say that's something I've been telling brides lately. Justine actually said it, who is one of our stylists. Justine said to one of her brides, she was like, you know, it's crazy. After her bride said yes and she's crying and she's like, this is the most beautiful I've ever felt in my life. Justine said, you know, it's crazy. This is the worst you're ever going to look in this dress. And I went,
that's such a good point.
She's so right, though.
That's so right.
Because, like, the dress, it's not your size. It's clipped back. And, we do a great job clipping back. But once it actually comes in and it's fitting you, it looks better. And then it's altered to you. It looks even better.
Yeah.
And then
the hair,
and the makeup,
the flowers.
It's
and
like
then it's like the
vibe.
full, like you paid for it, you got it. Like those pictures are unbelievable. When brides send us their pictures from their wedding day, I'm like floored. Yeah. And like, I know what they're going to look like. I know what they bought. I know what they look like. I know it's going to be good. But then it's just like,
I'll never forget the first time I had a bride's wedding day pictures end up on like a designer's Instagram of them showing the dress. And I remember seeing that. Yeah, I remember seeing that. And then I actually had a moment where I went, if they can do this, why don't they just use all of our brides?
Right.
Like I was truly lost because
every single one.
They stun.
Every single one of them.
Sometimes I will like see the photographer vibes afterwards and I'm like, it doesn't match the vibes of like what we talked about.
Right.
Which is a little bit frustrating, but I also know I'm like, I'm not going to vocalize that because if I noticed it, she noticed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
and ultimately like she looked good.
Right.
Even if the picture is like, it's a different aesthetic than we discussed, you look good. So, what's your biggest weakness in bridal?
What's my biggest weakness in bridal? Katie, I don't have a lot of those.
Okay. I have a ton, so we can just talk about mine.
Let's talk about your weaknesses.
My boss. Yeah. We can just discuss my weaknesses.
Are we having like a quarterly?
Yeah. I mean, you know half of them already.
Yeah, I do.
Moms.
Yeah.
Moms are my weaknesses.
Moms are tough.
Yeah. I never had a problem with moms until I like became one.
Right.
And now the brides come in and it's like, not only are you my best friend, but I'm like, that's my baby.
Yeah.
That's my baby girl.
Yeah.
And so their moms will say stuff and I go, God, I would never say that. I can't even imagine a circumstance.
Why are you saying that about
in which I would say that?
Daughter here.
Yeah.
Right.
I could never say that to my kid and it blows my mind.
So I had to have a sit down conversation with the owner of a store that I worked at before Bustle, because they said it was like inappropriate that I was discussing like having a C-section with bride. But the bride had just had a C-section like 6 weeks before. She didn't know how her body was going to fit and stuff.
Right.
And the like kind of comparison there is that now I'm at Bustle and like no one would ever tell me I can't talk about that, but I will, like, if I get too comfortable with the bride, and my bride's always cool with it, but I forget there's a bride 5 feet away.
Yeah. Who's
and
like, what are they talking about? Like, what the hell?
Me and my bride will be talking about how like, oh, the C-section was terrible, but guess what? No vaginal. We're like, hey, how about that?
And the bride in the other area just hears vaginal and she's like, what?
Yeah.
Where are we? What are we doing?
It's like Mima in the corner goes,
okay,
turn the hearing aid down.
Mima is typically into it, okay?
These Cajun Mimas are.
They're like,
they don't
what
play.
you talking about? Like, especially because we're like, we've got mimosas going. Like, everybody's a little bit loose. Look, whatever we can do to make this like less awkward, less tense, like we're here to do it. Like, if we need to talk about C-sections, let's do it.
And you were saying that brides come in and they're nervous about like everything.
They are.
And they feel like there's like 1,000 things that could go wrong in the appointment.
Right.
What I told a bride, and I really don't know if this diagnosis is the correct comparison here. And I might have just put my foot in my mouth and I'm about to do it again on camera. But I told the bride, I feel like I have like Munchausen's by proxy. Because I love when you guys come in and you're like, oh my God, nothing's going to go right and everything's going to be wrong. Because then when you leave and you realize you were wrong about everything and you had a great time and we're besties and like I genuinely love you and like wanted you to find your dress.
Like, genuinely.
You leave so happy and it hits
You're
just
like,
a little bit harder.
I like solved that.
Yeah. My brides that come in and they're like, I'm going to find my dress with you today. And I know I will because I trust you guys and I love your inventory and I'm just excited about the process. That's so much fun. And that's such an easy appointment. And it's so like, we're here together. But part of why we do this is for the challenge kind of a bride who comes in and she's like, here's the thing. This is the budget I have to work with. This is the timeline I have to work with. This is the silhouette that I know that I need. And also, like, this is my body type. And they come in and they're like, I'm so scared because I know all 4 of those things is a problem. And I'm like, it's actually like not a problem. Like, it's literally not one of them is a problem. It's gonna be fine.
Well, okay, because they're used to that because they're going to like all of these like they're going to like Dillard's and these boutiques and stuff. And it's like you're trying to fit all of these different body types into small, medium, large, extra large.
Me.
Okay. But like here, it's like we have the dress for your body. Like you're not trying to make your body fit into these things. It's like we're catering around you.
Yes.
And so all of these preconceived notions that they have of like, oh, this about me is wrong. This about me is wrong. It's like, babe, we're about to celebrate those things and you don't even know it.
Yeah. You actually ruined me, by the way.
You're welcome.
Because when I had to go dress shopping for a formal gown for Gab's wedding, who's one of our stylists. She's one of our, I don't know if you've met her.
I have.
Angel. But when I had to go actually find a dress for her wedding, I said, I'll just go to a few different shops.
Nope.
Oh my God.
It's hard. It's hard out there to be a girl.
And when I put on dresses, they're these dresses.
I know.
I'm so spoiled.
You're welcome.
It's ruined me.
It's hard though. It's hard to be a girl. It really is. It's hard to be a girl and go shopping. And they're coming to us with that mindset because that's all they've known, right? Like we've been wearing Forever 21 and, you know, Rouge, whatever, forever. And like, it's like, you just kind of have to like make your body like work in those clothes. And then you come to an experience like this and you don't realize how good it can be. And so when we're talking to them on the phone and they're telling us all of these fears, it's like we almost want to laugh and be like, you just don't even know what's on the other side. Like we're about to make you feel amazing.
Time you're gonna have.
Right.
Yeah. And it's so true. Like when I tell you, when I went to go look for jeans at Old Navy and I found out that they took the curvy sizes out of the store.
They did what?
You can only get them online now.
Oh,
when I tell you, I said, no wonder these brides are coming in having panic attacks.
No, literally, because that's what they're dealing with.
Because that's absurd. And then not to mention, like, we all know bridal sizing is the most disrespectful thing in the world.
Horrible.
We all know that. It's going to be like 2 to 3 sizes larger or smaller. Which one? How do you phrase that?
Like if you're a 10, you have to buy a 16.
Yeah.
So you're buying a larger size, even though that's not what you are.
Exactly. So it's
the
so
biggest mindfuck. It's horrible.
Exactly. So they come in and they're like, oh, and I already know I'm going to be like some huge size, which is also difficult because at that point we're so desensitized to it.
Yeah.
Like the number on the tag means
nothing to me. Means nothing to me.
I don't care about the number on the tag.
Literally no.
Like, does it look good? Does it flatter my body type? How's the cut? Right. Can I alter it down?
Right. But we're so conditioned to that.
Yeah.
Right?
Women.
Like, yeah, even from like little kids, it's like, you know your size, you know your shoe size, you know your, jean size.
Oh God, no. When I tell you my daughter literally came into the living room the other day with a dress she had gotten down out of her closet that she wore last Easter. And she said she wanted to put it on. And when I told her, I said, baby, it's too small for you. She broke down crying. And I was like,
I can relate.
I was like, I feel you, queen. I get it. It happens. Imagine how I felt with the jeans that I loved before you came out of me. Could you imagine?
Can you imagine?
There were some good jeans too. Now I got to get them online at Old Navy.
That's so crazy to me.
It's crazy.
So like, yeah, that's what they're dealing with out there. Like, it's like a war zone out there trying to find clothes, regular clothes that fit. And so I understand why they come in here and they're just like, they've got this bubble of anxiety.
But it's not even just the plus brides.
No,
like,
no, I'm
we
talking
haven't
about everyone.
As many plus brides over the last, 6 months? And that's shout out to Ozempic. You do what you got to do, ladies.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's this give and take. Also, I will say when I first started in bridal and I had brides come in and say, I'm going to be 3 sizes smaller by the wedding. I said, okay, queen, I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. We're not ordering 3 sizes down.
Yeah.
We're not doing
Love that for you. Now I'm like, okay.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Look, they say, hey, I'm on the shot. And I go, all right.
Just tell me what to order.
You let me know what size you want. And that's what we'll do.
I love that journey for them.
It honestly, it is nice to see brides coming in so much more confident.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a double-edged sword because so much of what I love about what I do when it comes to plus size brides is seeing them realize how absolutely gorgeous they are regardless
stunning.
of their size.
Right.
So it is like it's like a double-edged sword. I love women doing what they want to do to feel beautiful.
Yeah,
and I'm
to feel empowered and to feel good about it. But like also we just want, it's like we want the world to know, like we're here to make you feel gorgeous as you are. Like we're meeting you where you are and we want to make you feel gorgeous. And if that means, you're taking the shot and you're going to lose a few sizes, like, okay. But even if you don't, like we're here for it. And obviously, so is your fiance.
Clearly. Oh my God.
That's what gets me. It's like,
it gets me every time.
They're like, oh, well, like we got engaged, so I feel like I need to lose a few sizes. And I'm like, he proposed to you now.
He put that ring on your finger.
Like, obviously, he's
saw
into
that
it.
wagon you dragging.
Yes.
Why are you trying to get rid of it before the wedding day?
I don't know.
That's what and I'm biased, of course, because I know that's my perspective on it. I'm like, yeah. I mean, he's here for my butt. Like, my personality?
Okay, but we get brides coming in and saying that. And they're like, his favorite thing about me is, the junk in the trunk. So, like, let's show it. And we're like, okay, let's show it.
Yeah, I do love a bride who comes in and she's like, I know that he really wants to see my boobs, but I don't want my priest to see them. And I go,
like, that's a conundrum, babe.
I'm like, you let me know what you decide on, and that's what we'll do.
Boobs, no boobs, just tell us.
Yeah, just let me know. And it always ends up being a cat eye. It's always a cat.
It's like this like swoop.
Yeah, this
neckline.
Is like covered. It just happens to give this like Bridgerton level like.
Hey, you know what? That was fine in that era. Like, why not now?
Why not now?
Why not?
What's wrong with now?
What cracks me up is they'll come in and they'll say, okay, I'm getting married at a Catholic church, so it can't be strapless for decency reasons. And I'm like, you do realize that like our V-neck dresses are the most like revealing cleavage showing.
And I'm telling you, getting a designer to add straps and not a V-neck.
Right.
What's that joke I always make that you hate? Every time we go to market and I go, oh my God.
There's a lot of them, Katie.
I'm like, it's a fitted lacy V-neck. I've never seen one of those before.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Florals for spring. Groundbreaking. Groundbreaking.
And the crazy thing is like some of these dresses will be genuinely gorgeous. They're like incorporating a basque waist for the first time this season from certain designers. They're like, yeah, fuck it, micro pleating. And I'm like, yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
What was the lesson we learned about micro pleating the last time we were at market?
Oh,
do you remember?
How if they're gonna do it at the waist, like it needs to be super tight and small, like super tight, small micro
specific material. Do you remember?
Chiffon.
Chiffon.
It's like if we're gonna pleat chiffon, it has to be
micro pleating. But no, if you're gonna have chiffon, period, it needs to be micro pleating.
Yeah,
because when it goes straight down, it's like all of the I don't like my tummy of a fitted dress.
It just shows up immediately,
mixed with none of the like illusion of tiny bodice of a ball gown,
right?
Which probably doesn't make sense to anybody listening.
It will. They'll listen to enough of these episodes,
and
it'll
make sense.
Yeah, it'll click.
Yeah, because that's the dirty little secret that nobody ever wants to tell you. If you're sitting at home going, I need a fitted dress because I feel like my hips are so big or my arms are so big that I need something small that's going to make me look small. A ball gown is made for a girly with some curves,
right?
Because
they don't realize
so
that,
big
though.
at the bottom.
Right.
Nobody is looking at that bottom and going, whoa, big ankles on that one.
No.
Like,
We're looking at your waist, babe.
And your waist is just like snatched.
Right.
It's like full hourglass.
Right.
Yeah. Gorgeous stuff.
I know we'll have brides that come in and they're like, well, I don't want anything too poofy and big. And I'm like, you actually do.
You do, though.
You kind of do.
Yeah.
Like, let me just put it on you.
I will say that's the most fun part about my job is when I have a bride walk in and I know immediately.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know what your dress is. I know it's going to check every box because of the pre-calls.
Right.
Because I've had the chance to talk with her about
and
what
also
her
just looking at her. Also, a lot of times looking at her, we're like,
I'm like, I know based on the vibe that you like and your body type and your budget and your event and like everything all together.
I've read this book front to cover, front to back. I know what you want.
Yes. But we have to like play the game like we don't. And
like,
I will tell you
this.
I've stopped doing that.
Maybe this.
Exactly. I will tell brides, I'm like, okay, so I like to start with the dress that like I'm a gambling woman and the one I'm putting all of my chips on is this one right here. Yeah. So I want to start with her. And then they put it on and they're like, oh my God, this is amazing. And they go, but this is the first dress. And I go,
like, yeah, it's the first dress. It's the first one. Like, we got a whole bunch more to try.
So we go polar opposite.
Right.
And then we kind of like, it's Aristotle's virtue ethics.
Right.
Does that make any sense? It's like,
but explain for the people that it doesn't make sense to.
I hope I'm not explaining this wrong. I haven't taken a philosophy class in like 4 years. So
that is a requirement to work here.
I know. Okay. You have to be a little bit pretentious. Yeah. I told you. Okay. When I said like the guy might be a philosophy major earlier, I was like, that's for me. No. So the concept of Aristotle's virtue ethics is you have virtues and you have vices.
Okay.
And like, for example, all the way on the virtuous side is like to be forgiving, right? And all the way on the vice is like to be resentful, like never forgiving, right? Okay. So the goal is that throughout your life, you're like bouncing between them. You always want to overshoot the middle and eventually you will just land in the middle before you die, hopefully. That's the idea. And that's the pretentious version of what we do in a bridal appointment.
Okay.
I go, so this is what we're trying. This first thing is what we're trying, right?
And here's the polar opposite.
And here's the polar opposite.
Like you loved this, remember?
And so then we're going to bounce back. We're going to get close, but we're going to change something a little bit.
Right.
And then we're going to bounce back again. So we're saying like if the first thing that you love is like a fitted, clean, and classic with a cat eye neckline.
Right.
Easy peasy. Let's do it. Right.
Right.
And it's like a full mermaid. Right. Full fit and flare bottom. We're going to flip all the way back to a blinged out sweetheart neckline ball gown.
Huge.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you loved both of those equally, you're not looking for a dress right now.
Right. You're not ready.
You're not ready.
You're not ready.
It's not time. Because you will love one more than the other.
You will. Yeah. And we can see it.
Yeah. And sometimes it's that, well, I loved the lace and the bling on the ball gown, but I didn't like the fit. I like the fit on the other one.
You're like,
and then
okay,
by
let's
the third
get in a
dress,
mermaid.
it's like, yeah, let's get in a mermaid that's going to have all that lace and bling. And typically, honestly, it's 3 dresses because we know what's going to look good on your body type. I'm not putting you... It's not the same 3 dresses for every bride. I know what works for your style. I know what works for your body type, you know?
Your vibe, the vibe of the people with you, the idea of the wedding, like what you're trying to go for. Like we know.
That's one of the things we ask, like future stylists in their interviews.
Right.
Is like,
do you like a puzzle? Do you like a visual puzzle?
How do you do with visual puzzles?
Right.
Yeah. And I feel like some people will say like, yes, I can do a visual puzzle pretty easily. And then
we're like, we're not talking jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah.
We're talking like taking hints from what they've told you and the vibe of the wedding and what their body looks like and
it's Sudoku.
Right. Yeah.
Or Sudoku. I don't know how you say it. I say Sudoku.
Sudoku? I feel like that's wrong.
Well, I don't care.
From someone who's never done a Sudoku puzzle correctly. I do know best.
No,
I feel like that's wrong.
I was like 10 and I was like timing myself.
Anxiety.
Been pretentious from the jump. I was like, I got this. No, yeah. It's a fun job because it is like you're challenging yourself emotionally and mentally.
And
it seems like I feel like people think it's just like a super easy job because it's like you're just playing dress up.
I mean, it's like we're having fun.
Yeah.
And but like hard jobs can also be fun.
Exactly.
Like it makes it go by fast because we're enjoying each other and our customers and what we're doing. Like this is fun. Who wouldn't like it? But it is hard.
Yeah.
Like it is draining.
It's like motherhood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like the hardest thing I've ever done.
But it's the
so
most rewarding
thing.
It's so rewarding.
Oh my God, it's so rewarding.
Okay, so that brings me to, do you ever cry when a bride finds her dress?
I used to.
Yeah.
I used to cry a lot.
Yeah.
I used to cry in like every appointment. There will be situations every now and then that do make me cry.
Yeah. You know when I cry?
When?
Grandma.
Really?
Yeah, when grandma's here, I'm like,
that?
I really don't know. I don't know. I mean, I had wonderful grandmas.
Yeah.
My mom and my mother-in-law are wonderful grandmas to my daughters. Like, so like maybe that's part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But like when mom cries, I'm like, oh, okay, like you're supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
But when grandma cries, I'm like, oh my God, I'm not going to make it.
Yeah.
I can't. Like, it's something about that. It's just the like generational bond between mom and daughter and granddaughter. It just gets me. It gets me.
I guess you're right. Yeah.
Okay. You know how like, and this is true, biologically true, right? Mm-hmm. When your mom was in her mom's womb, the egg that created you was in your mom.
Yes,
right?
I have heard this.
Okay, so there is this physical chain bond between grandma, mom, and granddaughter. So I don't know if that has to do with it, if that's just like subconscious, but when grandma starts crying, I lose it. I don't
know, because here's the thing. Up until a month ago, mm-hmm. I had not cried in a bridal appointment in a good 2 years.
Okay.
And the thing that made me crack, it was the dad.
Oh, a dad.
It was the dad.
Oh, dads get me too.
Yeah, it was. So the situation was this. The bride, it was a tough appointment. I'm not going to lie. It was a very specific kind of vision that she had. And it was pulled straight out of Say Yes to the Dress.
Yeah,
the situation.
love
like
that.
The bride loves this dress. The party prefers like a different dress. So how do we find something that's going to meet in the middle? Mm-hmm. And I pulled out a dress that I will only refer to here as Old Faithful.
Okay.
As one that I know, you know who I'm talking about.
Got it.
I know that the silhouette was the same as the dress that was her favorite.
Yeah.
But the kind of classical elegance of it was the same as what the family loved. And I felt like the bride was looking in the mirror and saying like, I like how I look in this. Mm-hmm. But she did love the same thing the family loved about the other dress. So I pulled it out. She said yes. It was like so magical. And then her mom said, okay, well, I'm going to go. And she left. And I found out later that it was because dad was paying for the dress. Parents were divorced, would not be in the same room together.
Got it.
And her dad came in.
The dynamics that we...
I know. Like, amazing. And her mom was so cool.
Right.
Like, her mom was like,
she's
so
like, anyway, I'm going to dip.
It's like right up. She's like, my ex is here. I got a boogie.
I gotta go.
like, she was such a cool mom. And she was like so funny and sweet. And she was so supportive of the bride the whole appointment.
Then we love you.
We love you.
Yeah.
But it was just so funny to me because she was literally like, I'm going. And I said, oh, okay, bye. And the bride's getting out of the dress. And then I'm in the dressing room with the bride and I'm getting her unzipped. And I hear her dad say, I'm like referencing because we were in this room.
Yeah.
I hear her dad like say from that corner, he's like, oh, are you getting out of it? And she goes, oh, can I show you? And he's like, if you want to. And she's like, yeah, I want to show you.
Stop.
And he covered his eyes and I zipped her up and I got everything set up with the veil and everything. And she stepped out and he uncovered his eyes. And she said, do you like it? And he literally said, I can't. I'm gonna break again.
Yeah.
He said, you look so beautiful, baby. And then he immediately started crying. And he like hugged her and like they like nuzzled each other's heads and their shoulders and were just crying together. And I went, woo!
Trying to be professional.
Like, I have not cried at work in a long time, since I was like 22.
Is that when Gab texted me?
Yes.
And I was like, hey, how's the appointment going? Because it's like after hours. I'm just checking. And she goes, it's good. Katie cried. And I was like,
yeah, no, I don't cry. I really don't. I don't know what's wrong with me. And it's not that I don't have an emotional attachment to what's happening. I really think it's that I'm so emotionally attached that if I let myself cry once,
it's over. It's over all day long.
It's not going to get better.
Right. Because like on a Saturday, we're here from 8 a.m. until 6 o'clock in the evening. Like we could just like the makeup gone.
Yeah.
If we're crying one time, we're crying all day long.
Yeah.
the makeup is gone. And then like, what are we going to do? Like greet our next bride with like mascara down our face and be like, anyway, let's go.
No, really. And that's like high stakes.
Yeah.
To leave that bride on.
Right.
To just be like,
she's like, oh God, can I make her cry? Like, what can I do here?
It's like, I'm worried I'm not going to, I will have brides every now and then. And they're like, I'm worried I'm not going to cry. And I'm like, well, do you usually cry about stuff? And they say, no.
I'm like, then babe, you're not going to cry.
You're not going to cry, Pookie.
But sometimes they do.
Sometimes they do. And that's extra fun when they do.
Yeah. It's like when they're like, they seem like really tough nuts. And then we like crack it. I'm like,
that's good stuff. And it's honestly
fun.
It's when mom comes up to hug them in the dress.
Oh, yeah. See, it's grandma for me. When grandma gets up to hug them, I'm just like, I'm done.
I do love a good grandma hug.
Love a grandma.
Those are some good ones. A sister hug.
A sister hug? It's like, it depends, right? Like, what's the dynamic here?
A sister, when it's good, it's good.
When it's good, it's good.
When it's good, when it's, congratulations.
I'm so happy for you.
I'm like, Cindy, go sit down. Let her have her moment.
Like, you're here, I'm tolerating you, but like, it's all about her.
It's about her, yeah.
When it's your turn, it's all about you.
Yeah, and like, I'm here for you. I've had that happen. I've literally had a bride's sister come in and say, I'm here to find my dress. I requested you as my stylist because you worked with my sister and I loved you.
It's your turn now.
I go, great. It's all about you now. And guess what? I'm telling Samantha, sit down.
Sit down.
Like,
sit down.
Stop pulling dresses. You know she's not going to like that. Remember when she did that to you?
Yeah.
You remember?
Sit down.
Mm-hmm.
Love you.
Love you.
Sit down.
Can't wait to see those pictures.
Sit down.
Sit down.
You get your time and you got it.
Exactly. They get it.
Okay, so I would like to do a little segment where we do smash or pass.
Okay. Randy Finoli first, or
smash?
Sarah, he's gay.
Maybe not fully.
Maybe not fully.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm gonna pass on Randy Finoli.
Pass.
I don't think I could actually.
It's not my type.
I don't think I could. I guess I'm thinking too severely in the smash.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking like Mary.
Right. No. That's not what smash is, Katie.
No, I know, but I'm like, I couldn't be
smash
with someone
is like
that does
enjoy.
the same job as me.
Oh yeah. No, never.
Smash is just gonna be things we enjoy.
Things we enjoy. Smash. Okay. Smash is things that we enjoy, absolutely love for the 15 to 20 minute time period. Smash.
Okay.
Pass is like, I can do without it.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so smash or pass.
So you have like a list?
I do.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Smash or pass. A basque waist on a wedding gown. Smash.
I don't even have to think about it.
Smash. We need a smash button.
You do, yeah.
Like a smash.
Yeah.
Me too.
A basque waist in 2 seconds.
100%. It brings that waist in. So a basque waist is like when the waistline of the gown goes down into a V. Okay. Mm-hmm. And this was really popular in the 90s. Like we can look at like vintage Vera Wang gowns. They all have this basque waist. It's like Edwardian. It's royal looking. And it brings that waist in and it's just so feminine. Mm-hmm. And they started kind of playing around with it in designs maybe like a year ago.
Yeah,
and we were like, oh, a basque waist. Like, okay, maybe we should have a couple of those in the store. And now it's like, if it doesn't have a basque waist,
we don't need it.
What are we talking about?
Yeah.
So
a smash.
Smash.
I love a basque waist.
100% smash. Okay, me too. Okay, smash or pass. A cathedral or longer veil.
Oh, that's tough. That's a toughie. No, it absolutely depends on the dress. I'm going to say for my own purposes, it's pass.
I'm smash all the way. Like
so?
If you're going to wear a veil, wear a veil. Like I want to see 20 yards of tulle on you. I want to go full Princess Diana, wear a veil, cathedral.
I hear you, but I'm always going to go volume over length.
All right. Okay,
and cathedrals are never, I don't want to say never, but they're rarely going to have the volume that a fingertip can have if it's cut correctly. If it's cut with my intentions.
Right.
I will say just like a standard cut, like fingertip veil, waltz length veil, pass. I'm over it. We've moved on as a society, I think.
But I'm a full on cathedral or longer.
Yeah. But like Gav's veil that she got married in.
Precious.
Fingertip.
You know what?
Circle cut.
Perfect for that dress.
Mm-hmm. It depends on the dress, I'm telling you.
It depends on the dress and it depends on the vibe of the wedding.
Yes.
And the personality of the bride. Mm-hmm. But like 9 times out of 10, if I'm working with a bride, which like, let's be real, is not that often. But if I am, and they're like, I want to put a veil on with this, I'm finding the longest, most decadent
It's also easier to start long
and then
move up. Yeah. If she says this is too much, great. Let's do it.
I got a million links.
Yeah, I will tell you though, one common misconception, if people want good bridal advice, one common misconception is that people say a fingertip veil is better because you can wear it through the reception.
No.
Don't. Because
be in the way.
I actually had a bride who was like, I'm going to wear mine through my whole reception. And she came in later. This was years ago, but she came in later to show me pictures of the wedding. And she said, the only thing I regret is getting that veil so bobby pinned into my hair that I couldn't throw it off.
Yeah.
Because when people would come up to her at the reception and hug her, they're putting their arm behind her back, and it was like yanking her hair back.
Okay.
Which is tough.
Right. That's fair. That's fair. But I'm thinking I'm a bride. I want tulle on my head constantly.
Yeah.
Because when else are you going to wear that?
No, exactly. Bachelorette party.
Because
why not?
But when brides come in and they're like, I don't really want a veil. I'm like, babe, when else are you going to put this on your head?
Yeah.
Just do it.
They're so bridal. You know the thing my mom does? My mom does this thing where I will send her a picture of me in a wedding dress, any wedding dress, and I say, new arrival. Isn't it cute?
Yeah.
Cheese. And she says, oh, so cute. And then I will send her a picture of the same exact dress.
Yeah.
Same exact dress, but I have a veil on.
Uh-huh.
And this is 3 months later because we're filming a TikTok or something.
Right.
And she calls me while I'm at work to say, baby, you could get married in that dress
so
tomorrow.
Beautiful.
It's so bridal.
You look so beautiful. The veil is what makes it.
I'm like, you saw this dress 3 months ago and you said pretty.
Well, okay. A veil takes it from a really pretty ivory dress to a wedding gown.
Exactly.
And I will die on that hill. When they're like, I don't want to wear a veil, I really make them prove it to me. I'm like, prove it to me that you don't want to wear a veil.
You got to take your no thank you bite.
Yeah.
That's what I tell my toddler. I'm like, you got to take one bite and then you're allowed to say no thank you.
You just have to put this on your head. You have to entertain me for 30 seconds and put this 120-inch long piece of tulle on your head.
And if you don't like it, it's okay. I did not design it.
Yeah, I don't care.
I didn't invent veils. You're not going to hurt my feelings.
I don't care. I just want to know. I want you to know, and I want to know.
Exactly. Okay, what's my next smash or pass?
Okay, having over 5 bridesmaids.
Pass.
Pass.
You don't need anyone standing in your wedding that you're not going to call in the middle of the night whenever you're truly on the verge of beating that man's ass.
And they're like, babe, don't.
Yeah.
He's a good man, Savannah. Don't do it.
If you woke up tomorrow, the day after the wedding, and you said, actually, I made a huge mistake. I need to leave him. We just got a house together the same day as the wedding. I don't know how that happened, but we did it.
We did it.
And I need somewhere to stay. And they say, oh,
yeah, they're out.
I don't know if we have room for you here. They got to go. If 50 years from now, you are not going to have an anniversary party where you know that they will drop anything to show up.
Yeah.
They don't need to be in the wedding.
They don't need to be in the wedding.
And it is tough, I think, as the age that most brides are.
Right.
In
where
your
we
20s.
Have so many friends.
You have so many. I can't relate that much. I don't have that many friends.
I have a lot of friends, but I don't know that I have more than 5 people that I would be like, you have to wear this dress. Yes. You have to be with me. I had 4 bridesmaids. So okay.
Are you still in touch with them?
Yeah.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Actually, yes.
Way to go. Look, and it's because it's less than 5.
Because it was less than 5.
Bam.
All right.
I think once you have a kid, it's really hard to keep more than 5 people in your life.
Yeah, no, that's true.
And one of them's the kid.
One of them's your spouse.
One of them's the spouse, ideally, sometimes.
Ideally.
Not always, and that's okay. You do you. And then it's obviously, whoever your primary sitter is. Right. That's your number 3.
Mom.
Shut up, Mom. I love you, Mom.
Love you, Mom.
You free next Thursday.
Okay, so I'm going to say having over 5 bridesmaids, I'm also a pass.
Yeah.
I like a nice, intimate group of friends.
Also, here's the thing. For every bridesmaid you have in your wedding, you gotta
bring their guy. You gotta get that guy there.
You want more than 5 men at your wedding?
Honestly, not really.
You got your dad, you got your father-in-law. Sure, we'll give you both a stepdad. That's 4 right there. Who needs a 5th?
Well, if you're marrying a guy, you got your husband.
Bold of you
he
to
can come. I don't assume.
Wow, Sarah.
I don't assume. I said if you're marrying a guy. He's got to go too.
Yeah, okay, well, that's 5.
That's 5. That's all you need,
That's
right?
all you need.
Yeah, okay. And you're the, all right. Okay, smash or pass bringing your dad to your appointment.
Oh, smash.
Smash.
Smash your dad.
Love a dad.
Yeah.
Smash your dad.
Smash your dad most of the time.
Love your dad.
Yeah, no, they're first of all, first and foremost, I want them to be my dad half the time.
Right.
Because they're so sweet to their daughters.
Why are you so supportive?
And the other half of the time.
I can't believe you're here.
The other half of the time, I definitely don't want them to be my dad.
Right. I want them to be like,
I want them to be like,
Smash, right?
Thanks
for coming.
But when they're, because I think it's because I'm a mother now that I'm like, if I see someone being like a good father, I'm like, oh my god, that's my type,
right?
That's my type. Wow. Right. Yeah. No, I love it. I mean, obviously that made me cry.
Right.
It made me cry, and he was such an angel, and I was literally just like, oh my god, is he free to walk me down the aisle? Because that was so sweet.
He might be,
and he seemed like the type he would.
Yeah,
he would. Yeah, and I love a good dad. And I don't love the rhetoric that dads like aren't allowed in the appointment.
No,
because
we
they
love
can
a
be
dad.
the most supportive.
They really
of their
are.
Daughter.
They just think they don't have opinions about style, fashion, trends. They just think she's gorgeous. Yeah. Honestly, I'm going to say this. I think a dad is our ideal guest at an appointment.
That's
because
a good point.
They just think she's gorgeous and they just want her to be happy.
You just have to get over the first 3 minutes of every single time a man steps through those doors and goes, I'm here to try on.
And we're like,
and they always do. And
every time.
I'm like, I've never heard that joke before. If you say that too loud, I'm pulling a dress for you.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Are you going to put it on?
Because then what? Because this is a game of chicken. You're going to lose.
You just told me you're here to buy a dress. I work on that, buddy. Yeah. Like, that's how I make money.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm like, let's do it. I don't care. I got a free slot right now. I got a dressing room open. I don't care. I'll zip you. What am I afraid of?
Nothing. Literally nothing.
Let's do it.
But every man that comes in this store, I'm here to find a dress. Don't play.
When the firefighters came in, they said it. And I said, first of all, I wish you would take your top off in that dressing room right now. But you're not, because you're playing with me. And I don't appreciate it. There's not even a fire. Get out.
There's not even a fire. You gotta go.
You can leave. Yeah. We smelled a burning smell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Immediately fire department.
Yeah. And they came in and they said, hey, it's literally nothing. We're like, none of these sensors are going off.
Thanks for coming anyway.
And I said, well, I'm really glad you're here. You and your mustache can hang out for a little bit if you want.
They secretly loved it.
It's like illegal for firemen to be as attractive as they are.
I know.
I mean, they fight fires.
Smoke? Hello.
I might. That might have to happen. They're so fine for no good reason. And then they're walking around in front of the store lighting like the gas lanterns up because they went out.
Doing chores for us.
I watched him like flex when he walked by. I said, that's slutty behavior.
It is.
Because you know exactly what you're doing.
They know it.
You know exactly. They took that jacket off.
Right.
They smelled like campfire. Oh, I need to stop. I'll talk about the fire.
Okay, so Justine sent me a voice note and you all did. You sent me a voice note.
Yeah, it was from my phone.
Okay, and Justine said they smelled like s'mores. Sarah. I said, good for you, girls.
Yeah, no, it was like I said, those firefighters. It was. And we all at the same time were like, fine. Like, they were too attractive. EBR Parish Department. You know where
that would be the St. George Fire Department. Literally across the street.
St. George Fire Department. You know who you are.
You know who you are. You know where we are.
You just
come and find us.
Yeah, come and find. Jack's gonna be so mad because I was talking to my mom about it, and he said, "Baby, this is the 4th time you've talked about these fires."
Like, well, they made an impact. Okay,
they reminded me of you, baby.
That's right.
Okay, did I answer the smash or pass? Dad's at appointment.
Dad's at the appointment. Smash.
Okay. Smash. Yeah. Smash. I love a dad at the appointment. Anytime. Yeah. Anytime. Dad, stepdad. I don't care. Yeah. They're as long as they're like supportive and they're like the main father figure in your life. Absolutely. Yeah. It's so sweet when they're here.
We're here for it. We love them. Yeah. All right. Well, this has been fun.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
Are we
good on content?
Did we yap for long enough?
Did we yap long enough? Okay, great.
Okay.
Love to yap with you.
Yeah, I know.
Love to talk about the wedding industry.
Yeah.
Literally my favorite thing. I love this podcast idea because it's like we're calling it Gowns and Gimlets, right? Mm-hmm. So we're talking about my 2 favorite things in the entire world, which is weddings and cocktails. I could talk about this for absolute hours. Yeah. Hours. And I plan to.
I do. Every day.
Every day
to a brick wall.
Literally, we may as well get it on film.
No, I literally, if I have a bride come in to pick up a dress and she says, this must be a fun job. I go,
like, do you have an hour? Do you have an hour?
Be honest. How much time do you have?
Yeah.
Because I will. And I go, and they're like inching out of the door. They're like,
anyway, you gotta go. And we're like, no.
Yeah. I'm like, you need to sign this.
Sign this form. Yeah. So, I mean, this is super fun. So I think that what we'll do is we'll have different people come on every week and talk to us about different like aspects of the wedding industry, because like we can talk about wedding gowns and bridal appointments for hours and hours, but like I would love to hear perspectives from photographers and videographers and florists and wedding planners and representatives from different designers that we carry. Like, let's have people on and talk to them about different perspectives from the wedding industry.
I would love to get a day of wedding coordinator on here.
Oh, I know two wonderful ones. We need the tea.
The tea so bad.
We need the tea. We can't be there, so like tell us the story.
And we've had brides ask before if we would be there for the day of their wedding.
And it's like, I don't think you want us because like we're just gown centric. Yeah. Like I cannot help you with anything but that.
You're gonna get the dress on and then need help peeing, and I'm gonna go. I'm not going to be the reason you accidentally get urine on this dress. No, that's not going to be on me. That's going to be on your coordinator. Rooting for y'all though.
Rooting for you.
Or one of your 18 bridesmaids.
Yeah, you
didn't pass. Yeah, exactly.
So next week, my friend Shelby Nunnery from St. Germain Photo and Photography agreed to join us. And so she's going to come in and talk to us about all things photography and videography on that end of it. And I am just like, I cannot wait to hear from her.
I'm so excited. I have so many questions about, what are they called? Boudoir shoots?
Boudoir.
I have questions.
Yes. I have a lot of questions.
I need answers.
Yes.
Yeah, good stuff.
Oh, she's going to have a lot to tell us.
Okay. I'm excited.
I can't wait. It's going to be so fun. All right, thanks for joining us today. Catch us next time where we're talking to Shelby Nunnery from St. Germain Photo and Film. You can follow us on Instagram at Bustle Bridal or on Facebook. And until next time, gowns, gimlets, and good vibes only.